What's up, guys? My name is Jomel Socorro.
My name's Duran Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo podcast, bringing the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for life. This is episode 14. 14.
No. Yes.
Episode 14.
I can
and I'll
do a quick check, but yes, I believe it is 14.
All right, it's episode 14, and always don't forget to
follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, tweet at us, hit us up, argue with us, whatever. Find us on iTunes, Google Play, the Stitcher app, really anywhere with an RSS feed, places like iHeartRadio and other stuff like that. Because we've, I mean, it's not by a lot, but we've become a bit more popular.
A little bit.
I mean, not actually popular, but more people are watching, which is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Or downloading, or whatever that means in other places.
Yeah, I checked the recent stats a couple of days ago. We're up we're up downloads. So people are downloading us to some degree. How are you, Jerron? How was your week?
Not too bad. I've been a little busy. A buddy of mine, he's trying to grind up to level 30 in the game Paladins, because it's about to release soon I think on the 8th, sometime this upcoming week. And there's an exclusive achievement and skin that he wants to get.
What, is it beta?
Yes, and it's being released from the beta to its full game.
Okay.
And there's a specific skin and achievement that you can only get in the beta. So I've been trying to help him grind up to level 30. He's like 28 right now.
Oh, so he's really close then.
Thing is, though, it takes like fucking 20 games to move a level.
I see.
It's awful. So I've been helping him with that. It's been fun.
That's good.
How about you, Jamal? How have you been?
My week's been pretty good. It went by really quickly, just because weather's starting to really pick up now here in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Starting to feeling nice. I'm not having to wear a jacket anymore. My nips feel good and tingly. But as far as anime and news wise, it's pretty good. I've kept up with certain series. I'm really late as hell to the party.
So yeah, it is 14.
It's 14?
Yep.
14 what? Oh, we're at episode 14.
Yeah, not including the pilot.
So you had to confirm that. Okay, so this is episode 14.
Yep.
But as I was saying, I'm a bit late to the party for this specific series, but I recently finished Violet Evergarden, and my God, I don't know what I was missing.
It's fucking good.
I can't believe I missed out on this during live season, but it's okay because I was able to binge through it all on Netflix, and words cannot describe how beautiful it is, and how heart-wrenching it was to watch at the same time.
It was fucking amazing, I swear.
Now, granted, call me a monster and also inhuman, I did not cry in any episode. You're disappointing me.
I mean, I can't say that I'm disappointed, because I cried for different reasons. Not just because it was sad, but it was because it was like a weird twisting kind of emotion where it was sad, but it was also happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Those kind of things just fuck me right up. I can't deal with. I specifically remember the first time I cried watching Clannad, and it wasn't when it wasn't.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Anytime it was actually sad, it was this whole marriage thing, and everyone was super happy, but they were crying because they were so happy, and I started crying. I'm like, God damn, that was the only time. That was one of the few times I've cried watching that. And it's just, I don't know. Happiness gets me more than sadness.
No, it should. Stuff like that should it matters too.
Right, exactly.
It's okay to cry even in happy situations.
Right.
Now for me, when I was watching Violet Evergarden, it was. Don't get me wrong though. It's not even though I didn't cry, there was a lot of moments where I felt choked up, and that felt like my chest tightened in a lot of different episodes. But overall, it was a great watch. I know this was last season.
Still relevant.
Still relevant. But it's I would highly recommend it if we didn't already recommend it beforehand.
Yeah.
So
and they did. I think at the end of the anime, they confirmed that they were doing a second project with it.
Yeah, they're doing another project with it. I don't know whether it's gonna be a second season or a movie, but they confirmed something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad about that.
Seeing the old Full Metal Saber.
Yeah, right.
As an adult or something, because she's only 14.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe she has time to grow and all that.
You heard that? You fucking degenerate. She's only 14.
But I swear, if this anime does not win Animation of the Year,
it will. It will. There's no way it won't.
I like the only way something can top this if KyoAni did it themselves. KyoAni can only top themselves at this point.
That's true. I mean, remember, fucking Studio Orange came out of nowhere with Land of the Illustrious.
That's true. But that was like 3 years in development.
That's true.
So,
maybe they've been.
You would need to have you need a lot of time if you want to polish something like CG
or Netflix.
Or Netflix. I don't know. Time and money are two different variables.
But
here.
more money equals more people, which means less time.
That's true.
In some cases.
Sometimes
more people means more time.
Yeah, usually because there's more things to manage.
That's true. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But kudos to Netflix for throwing money at KyoAni and letting them make something. Yeah, make an art piece.
Definitely, because I watched it on our Netflix account at its purest form, and my God, watching that series on like a big ass screen TV, it's. I don't know if this is gay or anything, but like,
I wanted it to fuck me in the ass.
No. The only other animation. The only other anime that they did animation wise that I thought was very impressive was Free.
I mean, it was gorgeous.
Because granted, though, Free was the first time they tested their new water animation stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was really Free was also really well animated as well. Mm-hmm. Both first and second season and the movie.
Yeah, you loved the way their pectorals rippled through the water, didn't you?
No, I love the way the water beads rippled down to their nipples.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, so stiff.
It's your favorite. You love it because you're fucking. We accept all people here except pedophiles. So go away, Jomel.
No. Wait, what? Are we still on that?
We're always on that.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, again, we've only gone a couple of episodes without mentioning it. In fact, we've only gone exactly 2.
What?
The hentai one. Well, maybe you did. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't want to be portrayed as such degenerate on my own show.
Remember, the FBI is always watching.
It's always listening too.
Always listening. And if you're listening, invite your friends.
There you go.
FBI.
Hello, FBI, NRA, and all of that. How's Trump?
How's
Trump? Is Obama still doing okay? I hear Joe Biden's great at parties.
Actually, I heard that Obama cheated on his wife.
Really?
And they're splitting. But yeah, so Jomel, you were writing a book.
Wait, what kind of segue was that? There's no.
I mean,
that's not real, was it?
No, that's real.
Wait a minute, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
No, there's no fucking.
No, I'm serious.
Hold on, you're
100% serious. Obama cheated on Michelle Obama, and I don't know if they're splitting yet, but they're going through some shit right now.
Are you sure? Really?
Yes.
I want to call fake news on this.
I mean,
but
maybe it's fake news. I didn't look that deep into it, but it was from I guess a trustworthy article. It wasn't like one of those knockoff bullshit
like raunchy TMZ sites.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was kind of legit, but just as legit as TMZ, because they're kind of legit.
Yeah,
but kinda.
But they're like hype man legit.
They're hype man legit. So maybe this isn't exactly legit, but if you want to look more into it, go for it.
Yeah, we don't do politics on this channel.
We don't do politics. We make fun of politics.
Yeah,
but we don't do politics.
I mean, my political knowledge is about as much as the guy next door.
Well, I mean, I've been watching some new stuff on YouTube, because that makes me such an expert now.
Oh yeah.
I try to keep up.
All right.
Just because it's more important to our generation than it ever has been.
That's true.
So you all should, if you're listening and you're in America or really anywhere, if you're allowed to vote, vote.
If you're allowed to vote.
Or do whatever. Just put your voice out there, regardless of whether you think it doesn't matter.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't, but you don't fully know that. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, yeah. But speaking of putting out there, about my book.
Yeah, you were writing some erotic fan fictions.
No, not this time.
Not this time.
No, but like, okay. So as far I talked to you about this genre
Yeah.
like some time ago, a few weeks ago. It was only just an idea, but you convinced me that I should talk about it on my podcast.
Yeah.
Or on our podcast. I don't know. And I thought about it, like, you know what? Maybe I'll share it. It's a good way to get the idea out there. So, even if you steal my idea, I'm coming for your ass.
I mean, you haven't patented it, so
You can't patent idea. You can't patent it though, or you can't patent ideas. So.
exactly.
Well, whoever can do it first then. All right, but regardless, because I've. So as you know, Gerard, you already know that I'm a big fan of the Fate series.
Yep.
Like, you know, big hard on for anything Fate related.
Yep. I still have to watch Encore. I still haven't gotten to it.
And as you know that I'm a big Fate guy.
Yeah.
I'm also not just into just the anime. I'm also into the lore and into the story and also into any other branching timeline that goes off the main timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as everyone knows, everyone knows there's the main timeline, which is like, you know, Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Heaven's Feel, and all that. Now, so Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, like those two series were based off of the fourth and fifth Holy Grail War, story wise.
Now you got to give people some background because not everyone's a nerd like you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so the whole premise of the Fate series by Ufotable,
easy to swallow, you know.
Yeah, I'll try to like condense this as best as possibly can, just because there's a whole lot of lore to get into.
They have sex to have magic.
That's in the realm of We're in the realm of mages, and in this realm of mages, there is a Japanese city called Fushoshi,
A place in Japan.
Fictional
Japan.
And every 60 years, this place is chosen to be a battleground, or quote unquote battleground, for a thought to be mythical object, the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
Because some like, you know, millennia ago or like hundreds of years ago, a group of mages were able to find like the Holy Grail, like find the ritual, how to get the Holy Grail. But in order to do that, you would have to like sacrifice certain amounts of mana by summoning servants, and that ended up being like a giant battle royale between eight families of eight families of mages. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much like a giant battle royale for the Holy Grail, and whoever wins the Holy Grail, you are granted a wish. So anything really, you can pretty much wish for anything, and the Grail will grant it to you.
You can wish for all your waifus. You can wish for anything.
You can wish for season 2 of Panty and Stocking, and
man. Oh boy, man, if only.
So that's the premise. Now the anime is Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. Those take place during the fourth and fifth Holy Grail War. Now during this time, no one has ever won the Holy Grail War. No one family or no one individual. So how the whole battle royale works is that in all of the families there's a representative. There's a representative per each family member that's designated as a master. And then each family or each master summons one servant to battle for them during the war. And it's, again, like a battle royale. It's a battle to the death. And you can and anything really goes.
Murder,
sort of
convincing.
I mean,
assassination.
The church is there as a mediator, so that you don't go too far, as in like killing a whole mass of people in the town. Because there's like different rules of magic and whatnot within this world, and people have magical energy. So if you kill someone, you can collect their, I guess, soul as like mana or something. Something along those lines. Now, lore-wise, technically, lore-wise, Fate Stay Night was the first like story to come out. That was a VN. That took place in the fifth Holy Grail War, and then Then there was Then they backtracked to the Fourth Holy Grail War with Fate Zero, the anime series.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything up until now, Fate wise,
Mm-hmm.
it's either been like just a different arc from the Fate Stay Night or a stem from the main timeline, like Fate Clyde Elia, Fate
Lolly one,
Fate Extra, Fate Apocrypha,
Extra.
I just said Extra.
I don't know.
And there's the mobile game
Fate Crisis Core XD9147.
No, but the Fate mobile game Fate Grand Order. But in terms of the main timeline, there actually hasn't been any kind of like actual written material for, like, let's say the Third Holy Grail War or the first or the second or the first. The closest thing we ever got was there was a short animation. I guess it was more of a promo thing. It's called Fate Prototype. This was way back, some time ago.
Way back when it was still a porn game.
where the characters you know today, like Saber and all that, they were actually initially designed as like their assigned genders. Like King Arthur was actually a guy, an actual male in this little promo trailer and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing was, though, this trailer, Fate Prototype, took place during the Second Holy Grail War.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just that kind of. It was just that setting. But it was still weird though, because it was. I think it's the Second Holy Grail War.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still some weird.
Weird shit.
Modernism to it. But the reason why I'm talking about it is now because there's never been any written material on the Third Holy Grail War. Now the reason why I'm specifically talking about the Third Holy Grail War, this isn't too much of a spoiler, but during the Third Holy Grail War, the Grail itself before was, pure, and it was like pretty much all giving, a giant cesspool of mana.
Mm-hmm.
Now during the Third Holy Grail War, something happened where the Grail eventually gets tainted by like an evil spirit, by an evil heroic spirit that
quote unquote evil spirit.
Well, it's still technically evil.
It had evil. It wasn't evil.
Well, the servant itself was very malicious.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, he was upset. He was upsetty spaghetti.
I guess if you call like dark energy around him upset.
That's not his fault.
That's true. And his story, at least, is not his fault.
We're referring to, so the reason why the Grail got corrupted is because every time a servant being some historical figure, any historical figure from the past being personified as whatever, one of the servants was, what was his name? Well, he was an Avenger.
Do you want his true name, or do you want his title?
He was known as the Avenger class or whatever.
He was an Avenger,
but he didn't really have any powers or anything.
He essentially sucked as a servant.
Yeah, but his whole deal was that he was chosen some really long ass time ago to essentially hold all the sin of man, because hey, go fuck this person in general. You're a hero because you were
sacrificed.
Humans would be way more evil, I guess, if you didn't hold onto most of it or whatever.
Right.
But obviously holding on to all the sins of humanity would fuck someone up. So I guess he became pretty evil, but it's not really his fault.
Yeah.
But again, he sucked. He didn't have any powers.
That's why he was summoned, though, because he was sort of sacrificed and kind of took it all in,
right? Without
the Grail realizing that this person also holds all of man's evil.
So when he died, when a servant dies, their mana gets added to the Grail, and helps power the wish or whatever.
Yeah.
But embodiment of all sin would corrupt the shit out of anything it touches. So it corrupted the Holy Grail, and after the Third War, it started summoning evil people.
Exactly.
Whereas before it would usually only summon... Well, it would only summon people that it thought were heroes.
Yeah.
And I guess he technically counted.
It was minor details.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. So that's the thing, too. There really isn't any written material on the Third Holy Grail War.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea was that, what if, me being a fan of the series, what if I wrote what if I wrote the actual the whole third Holy Grail War? Because if I remember correctly, the Fate Zero also got turned into a light novel as well.
Did it?
I think so.
Did it start? I thought it.
It wasn't a game.
Sorry.
At least I don't think it was a game. So I know Fate Stay Night was a game first, and then after a while they novelized it, and then again when Fate Zero came out, I don't know what came first, either the anime or they rewrote it into a novel. But I know there's a novel of the
I don't know
of Fate Zero, but because since the third Holy Grail War was like essentially the pinnacle, the turning point of all the fucked up shit that happens in Fate Zero and in Fate Stay Night.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be an important time of event, time of a series of events that should be either animated or written about.
Right.
Now I don't know if it has. I haven't seen anything recently, so I thought I'd take it in my own hands and maybe write it.
Right.
And I just want to share it with you guys because it's something interesting about myself. I do like to write. That's one thing I do. I do like. Even back in university, I actually liked writing all my papers.
Then Jomel, you know what you should do?
What?
You should write a campaign for D&D.
A campaign for D&D?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole different kind of writing mechanic, though.
I'll worry about the mechanics. You just write the story.
Well, so what? Just like a summary?
Yeah. Well, it's not a summary. You're writing an actual story and dialogue and shit.
Oh, okay.
You just have to let it be malleable enough to deal with your player's tomfoolery.
I've always wanted to write an isekai type
Or do that.
type story.
Fucking do whatever you want. Or I guess you can put them together if you want it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
No, but reversed isekai, as in characters from a fantasy world came into our world.
Oh, so kind of like a recreators kind of deal.
Yes, exactly.
God, I'm so upset I never finished that anime. I need to. Go on.
But that's my whole deal. I've actually only written some, but it's only 2 pages, because every Holy Grail War is separated by 60 years except the 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be set in the 40s. So this is during the height of World War II.
Mm-hmm. So,
I just have to get familiar with. I just have to get in tune with, I guess, the decade.
Yeah.
Especially in pre-nuclear Japan.
Japan. There was no anime before pre-nuclear Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. It was much more cultured.
Yeah.
Before they were nuked,
and
the radiation got their heads and
yeah, and then
anime.
The opioid crisis also didn't help.
Yeah.
But that was well before the nukes.
Yeah, way before.
In the 1200s? I don't know.
We're no
1600s. That's when it happened.
What, the opioid wars?
I think so.
Oh. I don't know. I'm no historian.
I don't remember.
I'm no historian for that.
Just pulling shit out of my ass.
Okay,
I don't remember.
Yeah. And historians listening, please correct us.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, I'm essentially just trying to write a book. As much as that sounds. Yeah, only 2 pages.
I mean, it's a difficult thing because you have to plan out. From what I understand, the way book writers work is that they essentially have the story done in their head. They have the beginning and they have the end already done. The whole story. It's just filling in all the bullshit in between. Because you can start something easily, maybe not as easily, but once you start it, it's there, and then you already know where you want it to go. It's just how do you get there?
Exactly. Plus, I also take into account continuity as well, because I do want this to be like, I guess, quote unquote canon within the timeline, so it still makes sense if you slot it in there. Because I'm taking into account Fate Zero into all of this as well. Right. And then, because Fate Zero matters just as much because there's a living member of the family. There's still one living member of one of the families in Fate Zero that was alive during the Third Holy Grail War. That would be the grandpa of what house was that? It was the Bug People.
jeez.
Like Grandpa Bug.
The fucking Grandpa Bug.
Yeah, I know he's one of the ones that were, at least I think he was a young, like he was like a little boy, I guess, during that time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it was probably like his dad or something got involved, because they are a mage family. So
right,
I know he was around.
They definitely probably would have gotten involved then.
Because he was waiting. He wanted to wait, but he had to be 60 years, so he got too old for that shit.
Right.
So he got his grandson to do instead. And Fate Stay Night. And Fate Zero is nephew.
That... No, he didn't. He just kind of left though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Technically, they dropped.
Right.
They dropped because they didn't have a proper person in the family.
Right. They were gonna make Sakura do it.
Yeah.
But
Uncle Dude
said, "Nah, fuck that, son."
Yeah, exactly. Put me in the bug pit.
But they put her in the bug pit anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why we have that little freak nature in Fates at Night.
Because then I had to also consider like his origin story as well, like.
Right.
Because how did he become a piece of shit he was in Fate Zero? You know, was he put into the bug pit too? I have to write that. I have to write about that.
Yeah.
Him being in the bug.
You have to write about every slithery, slimy detail.
I mean, you essentially get raped by these bugs. That's how you, because they are mana filled. So they literally drive their mana within you.
And again, as I said, the best way to gain mana in the Fate universe is to have sex.
Or yeah, you have to ingest it to some degree. Because apparently, a mage's semen contains like it's raw mana.
Oh my god!
So if you were to consume it in any way, then you would also attain such mana.
It's so dumb, but when you remember that this was originally a pornographic game,
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense
in the context of its origins.
But the fact that they kept it, it's like, fuck it.
Like, keep it going, man. Keep it going. I mean, Fate Stay Night had a lot of stuff going on. Even like the Heaven's Feel arc was the most sexually active.
I'm sure, because didn't the
arc.
first movie come out?
The first movie came out, but nothing really happened. It was mostly just a lot of exposition, like just setting up for like the next two films.
Okay, I need to watch it.
It was this is Sakura's arc, so
the best character.
So they had to set her up
right
in a way so that you get more recognized, because again in this entire time Sakura has always been kind of like the background character, like the little Emoto-chan, because she's younger, she's a year younger than Shiro, so Shiro is her senpai in this case. Senpai des. So I mean the first part of the movie did a good job raising her, like, and like giving you enough of her screen time to get a feel for her character, and also her ambitions, and like I guess her reasoning for doing things is also why she's so attached to Shiro and all that. So it did a pretty good job doing that,
portraying that, and then she's gonna rape him.
I think that does happen.
I actually didn't have any idea.
Because I mean, apparently during the Heaven's Feel, she's very aggressive sexually. Jesus. So she forcibly just kind of thrust herself onto him, and is he gonna say no to his little?
He would.
But
I don't think he has much of a choice.
Yeah. I mean, in the movie, Shiro's actually a lot more attached to her this time around.
Oh.
Where he goes about it he goes about it where like, this is the smile I must protect.
Oh, okay. So he essentially becomes a degenerate.
He's devoted.
He's
devoted to protect his
waifu,
his underclassmen. But that's it though. That's my book, or I'm trying to write the third Holy Grail War. Now, whether Ufotable or anyone else comes after me for copyright things, I'm free to talk about those things. But for now, I'm gonna write it, shoehorn it into the timeline. If someone says something about it, I'm willing to make some deals.
Well, I mean, look at it this way: you can write it, and you can post it wherever you want.
Right.
But because you're not selling it, there's not gonna be a problem.
That's true. Yeah. So this is essentially fan fiction.
It'll literally just be considered fan fiction.
Yeah.
Now, if they contact you secretly about, hey, this is pretty good, we might adapt some of your shit, here's some money, they probably won't because companies are pieces of shit.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
If it happens.
If it happens, it happens. I don't know. I just want something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'm not looking to profit.
Right.
Off of this, I kind of just want to write for one thing I like writing, and I like the Fate series.
Mm-hmm.
Just put two and two together and write about the third Holy Grail War.
Yeah, there you go.
But as far as anime goes, what week is it now for the?
Let me see. We're on episode 5 for
Megalobox.
For Megalobox.
So
I think it's the 5th, 6th week.
Oh no, I think it's a 6th week because we had Golden Week because there was nothing.
Right.
So technically it's 6 weeks because Golden Week was a thing and nothing really showed up during Golden Week.
Right.
So technically it's the 6th week during the spring season of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna kick ours off, John, with some you caught up with?
Well, I've been a bad boy and haven't watched as much as I should have.
That's okay. I mean, I haven't watched too many, but I have watched a good.
Yeah,
I've kept up with.
I've watched more than we did in the last couple weeks.
Oh yeah. At least last season we watched more than last season.
Oh, we definitely did. I caught up with Megalobox recently.
Same.
And holy shit, like, I understand that Darling in the Franxx still has the majority of the attention of, like this, not necessarily, well, I guess, this season, because it's still a part of it.
Right.
But Megalobox is definitely anime of this season. I mean, I haven't watched Steins Gate Zero yet. Maybe that'll do it. Or even, Persona 5. But Megalobox is definitely, it captures that old style anime feel because it adapts that art style. Like if you could easily imagine watching it 50 years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe not 50 years ago. Like in the third, back when shit like Hajime Ippo first came out.
Actually, do you know why?
Why?
I don't know if you noticed. Like, remember? Do you know how in every episode it starts off with that 50th anniversary, thing?
Does it? Shit, I didn't even realize.
So I found this out quite recently ago.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out Megalobox is actually a sort of an anniversary series for an older series called Champion Joe.
Oh right, I remember hearing about that. Right.
And if you actually look back into the characters, like for example, this is Joe.
Oh, okay. I've seen that kind of character before.
That's why Joe is named Joe because
I gotcha.
It's a play on words and it's a play on the whole average Joe thing in his story, but it's also an homage to the old Joe. Old Champion Joe.
Old Champion Joe.
And there are a lot of fucking parallels because if you look at the other characters, hold on, let me the Japanese title is called Ashita no Joe.
Ashita no Joe.
Cuz so you know how his coach looks like, right? In Megalobox.
Yeah.
This is his coach in
he looks
Champion
exactly
Joe.
the same. He's damn near the same except he has hair and the eye patches on the other side minus the scars.
Exactly. That's his fucking coach. And do you know? And you're familiar. You know the antagonist lady, right?
Yeah.
Now in Ashita no Joe, there's another competing gym. That has a very similar name.
Yeah.
And this is the person that leads the gym in Ashita no Joe.
The exact same. Oh, does that one guy look like the blonde boxer?
Oh, the Yuri.
Yeah.
I gotta let me see. I think his enemy in the original in the first season was I think he's supposed to be Italian or something. I think this is him. This guy.
Yeah. It's literally a parallel. I'm happy about that. That's pretty. I would like the idea of I do like the idea of taking old things and rebooting them or taking the story and paying homage to it, but in a new, modern way. But at the same time, I do appreciate original stuff. But stuff like this is pretty cool because it's essentially taking the story and just literally just spinning, just taking a whole new spin on it.
Essentially, I again, nothing's been confirmed, but I honestly think this is like a sequel to like the universe, because this is the future.
Really?
This is in the future of like the era. So I'm just thinking, because at least in Nishita no Joe, this is old school boxing, you know.
Right.
Boom boom. So what if Megalobox is just a future of Champion Joe?
That'd be cool.
Like it's just, you know, it just happens to have happen to have parallels with certain characters.
But and then, like at some point in time, we might see like, oh, he's paying homage to old boxing. We'll see like Champion Joe, because he was the champion at some point.
Exactly, and I think you should recognize this, but Champion Joe was known for this specific scene.
Yeah.
So like it was the losing corner scene where he kind of just like drapes down on the seat.
Oh, they're gonna adopt that because it's so iconic.
Because was it Hajime no Ippon had like the crossing punch one, right?
What is it called? The cross counter.
Yeah, the cross counter, and Champion Joe had like the losing corner,
right?
Thing.
Man, those fucking scenes are adopted a lot. Like you don't realize it, but anytime most characters do anything that's maybe it's a little goofy, but if it's goofy but spectacular, it's probably a reference to something.
Right.
It's fucking hilarious. Like a lot of things do the Akira slide, the bike slide. A lot of things do the cross counter, fucking the one from Champion Joe. It's so much. And I guess you can consider all robot transformations references to old ones.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, what do you think so far, John? We kind of segued a little bit.
Yeah, well, we went into the history of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Megalobox is definitely probably anime of its season by itself. Like it's not including stuff that's been continuing on.
Oh, I see. Like just being a new series.
Hell, I'd even consider it like anime. It could win anime of the year because it's pretty fucking good. And its soundtrack is fucking top notch.
It probably might get good best OST. So I do enjoy its OST. It's got a mix of like old school and like some, you know, like kind of EDM-ish vibes to it.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
It's very reminiscent of
Samurai Champloo.
That and also Cowboy Bebop. Like a little bit of like that Cowboy Bebop feel. Like groove to it.
Feels like a good mix of it. And I certainly appreciate the hell out of it, and I can't wait to see. I mean, I guess it's pretty. We know where it's gonna go. Probably, maybe they'll pull a twist at the end, but anime, you can generally predict the ending.
You could, but it's not really about the ending. It's about the journey.
The journey, right? Exactly.
Like,
it's.
Just what do you think? Like the last fight so far?
It was so fucking. Like it was good that they didn't just be like, all right, Joe's is super cool. He can box anybody. Sure, he lost against the champion, but like, you know, he's still fucking cool.
Right.
This is I guess it's a bit of a spoiler, but so in order to box in the official boxing tournament.
Yeah, the
Megalomania, something like that.
Megalonia or something.
Megalonia. There we go. In order to, I guess not really be sponsored, but to be worth. For others to find it worth fighting him, they had to go with like a little gimmick. And in Megalobox, if you didn't know, it's essentially a regular boxing anime, but in the future. But instead of just regular boxing, it is regular boxing, but they all use these like metal like machine things to like enhance their punches.
Yeah, it's like it's half an exosuit.
Right, it's half an exosuit.
Just upper body.
Right, and I'm surprised more people don't fucking die, but it essentially makes their punches harder. And everyone uses one except for Joe. That's the whole gimmick here, is because they had one that they were gonna have him use, but it broke. They found a cool prototype, you know, in the classic anime style, like, oh, this is the prototype to the one that the champion uses. Maybe you can, you know, you'll be better with it. Immediately broke. So they said, well, you know what, fuck it. He just won't have gear.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gearless Joe. And that's how he's been fighting people. In his first fight with
Shark dude, right?
Some shark dude. I mean, easy to tell, but he was like actually scared. Like he was terrified to fight him. Like he tried to keep his cool, but it was like I'm so happy that they went with giving him more than just being this silent, this
like hard-stone
character. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate those kind of characters. Like, Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, I guess Jotaro from JoJo. Those kind of characters, I can appreciate that, but giving them feelings.
There's more depth to it.
There's more depth than just being a fucking stone wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them some vulnerabilities. It makes them way more human, and I certainly appreciate the way that it's going right now, because his next fight's gonna be fucking. It's pretty emotional for the entire. Well, for the coach.
Mm.
I'm not gonna spoil that bit because that one's pretty heavy.
Right.
But it's pretty good. But yeah, I definitely think Megalobox is gonna be a candidate for anime of the year.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
bringing back an old genre, but
right.
It's also like, it's not just bringing back something old. It's also it's very refreshing.
Right.
It's a refreshing series to get into.
Mm-hmm. And everyone that says, "Oh, anime's dead," blah 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 blah, they have something to watch.
Yeah, there you go. You got one thing to watch this season.
Yeah. Oh, you fucking. Now you think there's a lot of elitism in anime.
There is.
They're the ones that lead that charge.
Yeah.
That essentially just say all anime's moe trash now. I'm like, you're
not
wrong.
It's not. Yeah, they're not wrong, but we're not up in arms about it.
Right.
I think it's more like anime's become so diverse now. You can literally watch anything, up to what you want. Like you can watch anything you want. That's what
true.
it is.
That's true.
So like I guess this season's a good example of that because there's a bit of everything for everyone.
You want your horse girls, you got your horse girls. You want your boxing, you got your boxing. You want your robots, you got your robots.
You want your horror tragedy, you got Steins Gate Zero.
You want your little girls beating the shit out of each other. You got Maho Shoujo's Sight. you got it all.
You got it all this season.
And I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, speaking of other shows,
I haven't kept up with it, but SEO Alternative.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's
just from what I haven't caught up with it, but I know you have.
Mm-hmm.
From what I mean, for me, I personally like the GGO arc in SAO because it's a whole different game.
Yeah,
it's not just swords or fairies and stuff. But this is
the main character made it about swords.
Well, only he could really.
Oh man, I mean, you could technically, it's real technically. There are knives in the game.
Yeah.
So someone could only use knives. But unless you're as good as Kirito, there's probably no point.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you're something like the main character of GGO.
Len.
Yeah, Len. But
probably just have to. It's all about reflexes at that point.
Yeah, you have to actually be able to dodge bullets.
Or deflect them at this point.
Or deflect them or whatever you're trying to do.
But so far, I like GGO just because it's much more relatable. Because I've gaming wise I've spent more time with like shooter types rather than traditional like sword and shield type of games.
Right.
So it was much more captivating for me to like watch a FPS game, and it's the same thing when I watch SEO Alternative. Even more so because it's going around, like I said in the beginning, they're using the battle royale concept, which is really relevant today.
Way too relevant today. Like it's almost as if they there's no way they started animating this when PUBG came out.
Right.
There's no fucking way. They had this planned. And then it just so happened oh yeah, battle royales are super popular now, and we're like, well, fucking great. Or, maybe they did. I don't know the exact process of making anime. I mean, I guess there's plenty of anime that'll show you because there's some about it. But I don't know enough about it. But I feel like there's way more there has to be way more planning because PUBG came out early last year. Didn't it?
Did it?
I feel like it did.
I thought it was like mid last year.
Was it mid last year?
Either summer, because I know it came out, but it didn't get popular until later last year.
But yeah, so.
But what do you think, John? You've caught up with the series so far.
You're right. March 23rd, 2017.
For
PUBG.
Oh, okay. So essentially it's been a year then.
Yeah.
It's been a year since PUBG came out. I guess they had time to like formulate a story for this.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess they would.
But then again, they wouldn't have never predicted the popularity.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, it's good. It's very good for what it is. It's nothing like super fantastical like the regular Sword Art Online series is, where it's like, oh, people get stuck in the game, or someone's killing real players.
It's literally just people playing games.
It's literally just people playing video games, and I'm pretty sure that's what people were looking for when it originally came out, when Sword Art Online originally came out. But the way it's handled in GGO is, exactly that way. It's literally just this girl who has a height complex because she's super fucking tall. She's probably like 6 feet tall, maybe less.
But you don't have a problem with that, do you?
I don't have a problem with that. I think she's fucking gorgeous,
Same.
but she hates herself for it.
Yeah.
But she started playing video games, or she started playing, these VR games because it lets her be someone else. And she was finally able to make a super short, cute character, which she adores, in GGO. So that's just what she's been playing as an escape from her real life problems, which, I'm pretty sure more than half of the video game population can relate to.
That's an odd thing. That's an odd thing for how you can't really make your own avatar.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the most unrealistic things about Sword Art Online. In general, is that you can't make your own character. Like, that's bullshit. Every MMO lets you make your own character. Like, maybe you're trying to make it diverse because everyone's just gonna play a girl.
Maybe that's what they're trying to solve. Like, you can't hide your gender,
right?
Kind of thing. But at least some customization should be like put in there.
But she went through a bunch of games before it actually let her be
like a little
cutie.
Like chibi baby.
Well, it's not really chibi.
Not really
She's just a really short girl.
Very tiny.
Yeah.
Like if all the stats were like.
She's essentially a lolly.
Yeah, essentially, despite her IRL self.
Right. But the way the plot's going is, again, nothing fantastical. It's just her, learning how to play in the second episode. The first episode just kind of threw you right into the action to get you hooked, which is good. Right in the middle of the battle royale. Second episode was essentially about her herself and her story of how she got into the game. Third episode was I think it was more about
was it her grinding? Like her grinding episode?
That all took place in the first episode.
No,
second episode.
Oh, second episode? Okay.
No, I'm wrong. So first episode was right into the action of the battle royale. Second episode took a step back, why she wanted to play video games in the first place. Third episode was her actually getting her character.
Okay.
And then learning how to play the game. Fourth episode was about her getting
the grind?
No, that was the third episode.
Oh, okay.
Because, I guess it's a spoiler. She didn't like to fight people because she thought she'd be bad at it, so she just hunted monsters. This I didn't know about the GGO world, is that while we all know that there's like heavy ammunition guns, there's also like laser rifles.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing, but
it was briefly mentioned in SAO.
Oh, was it
back then? But no one really used it.
Right, because there were shields for it, and there's no point if you have a shield. There's no point in you using it if people can shield it.
Yeah, I mean PvP was pretty much useless.
Right. So, she grinded up monsters. That's how she became pretty strong, because she didn't want to play with anybody, because I guess she was scared.
It was her first time playing a shooter type game.
First time playing any MMO.
Oh, that's true. It was her first time in general playing.
Right, and she's a shy person in real life, or their IRL. So, she never played with anybody. Got to probably somewhere around mid-level. Met this girl. She PK'd some people
and started becoming. She started having a reputation for herself.
Right. She literally became a PKer, which is I think that's hilarious. But
it's like the Pink Devil, right?
The Pink Devil, And then she made a friend, and the friend convinced her to do the battle royale, which is how she met her partner in the battle royale through this girl that she met. And then the 5th episode, because third was her grinding, 4th was her, her relationship with her friend, her new friend, and then the 5th was the actual battle royale.
Okay.
And at the end of the episode, there was a little twist that might have been spoiled through memes. It was spoiled for me, unfortunately, but it's an interesting twist.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing way up there, but
it was caught off guard.
Caught off guard if you weren't prepared for it.
I see. I better get on that then. So I know that's one of the series I have to catch up on.
Yeah. What episode are you on?
Right when the battle royale started. So
episode 4.
I guess so. I remember her meeting M.
Yeah,
the first time,
that's episode 4.
And then loading in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's episode 4. Okay.
And then they go through, they kill some people in episode 5. And then shit happens at the end, and then make sure you watch after the credits, because
really?
There's
more after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think episode 6 is out now.
It should be. I know it's a weekend. It's a weekender.
Yeah, so it's either out today or tomorrow. But yeah, it's going pretty well, and exactly as I said before, and as we predicted a couple episodes ago, it's literally just what people originally wanted from SAO, was just people playing a fucking game.
Right, exactly. So I mean, both Lock Horizon and SAO did their thing, but it was more so in the life or death situation.
Right, and that, and where they got their original idea was from Dot Hack.
Yeah, and Dot Hack Dot Hack is still the trap video game thing.
Right.
I guess it's not there many. There isn't really much anime that really genuinely has people playing games
without some other alternative overarching plot.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's almost refreshing, but it's a nice kind of like realism kind of thing to relate to.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, sure, there's calming animes like Yuru Camp, and there was another one that you really liked. The little girls with the bazooka.
Oh, Mutoshi Colors, something like that.
Mutoshi Colors, and like animes from before, like Jijebu.
Yeah.
Where they're just like calming,
relaxed,
nothing really happening. But there's, you just enjoy the characters and what's going on.
It's cute girls doing cute things.
But the only problem with that is that there was never really like a progression story.
Yeah, not at all. Like you can watch any episode out of context.
Right. Whereas this one, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there will be an overarching plot later on. But so far it's literally just this girl playing video games, and it's no more complicated than that.
The only thing I'm waiting for right now, I'm just waiting for a Shinon cameo.
It's gonna happen. They have to.
There was a short cameo. There was a bit, like a minor cameo when the one girl said she was taken out by a good sniper. I'm going to assume that was Shinon.
Probably.
Because the only other good sniper I can think of is Shinon. So I'm waiting for those kind of obvious cameo that's gonna happen. It'll be kind of fun.
I mean, hell, you might have actually seen Shinon kill this character in the SAO anime.
Oh, probably then.
Like, I don't know. I haven't watched. I didn't watch the GGO from the Sword Art Online.
No, that was a completely different game though.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that one yet.
Yeah, no, because the Battle Royale thing happened after.
No, I'm saying.
Oh.
I didn't watch. Okay, this is the one we're talking about now. Is GGO Alternative.
Right.
We're calling it GGO Alternative.
Okay.
Regular GGO is the Sword Art Online variant with Kirito and Shinon, the rest of the group. So what I'm saying is, in the regular GGO, we probably saw Shinon kill this character that's in GGO Alternative.
Oh, okay. Probably.
And it was just a background character that didn't matter at the time.
And then probably now is more relevant.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that it continues as it is, where it's dramatic in game, but it's literally just people playing video games.
I mean, playing games is pretty dramatic. It gets really intense.
I mean, no, it certainly does. It certainly does.
If you ever watch those Fortnite videos, people are always screaming.
Yeah. I mean, honestly kind of want to be good at Fortnite because those fucking tower battles look insane.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that's a whole lot of time I just don't want to spend on something that I don't really enjoy.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess this is a side note, but if you don't know what Fortnite or PUBG is, those are battle royale games where there's about 100 people thrown onto a shrinking map, and and the last man standing wins. You have guns and shit. PUBG is more traditional, where it's
like
just more, traditional shooter.
It's more realistic, I guess.
More realistic.
Like if you play Arma, it's very similar to Arma.
Yeah. Whereas Fortnite is, again, similar, except it's more fantasy, where you can just literally just build whatever the fuck you want.
It's also much more stylized.
More stylized.
Both in like mechanics and art style in general.
So, and when we say tower battles, there's fucking like, again, there's a building mechanic, and you can essentially just, you collect material, wood, concrete, metal, and you can just start building structures, like just platforms going straight up if you want. And when there's like two, three people left, they're just building around each other, trying to get at each other for about 10 minutes
while the map is shrinking.
And it's goony. But it's an interest, but not anything I would actually work towards, because I don't like battle royale games. They're not rewarding to me.
They don't. There's not too many rewards.
Even when you win, it's like, yay. Next one.
Exactly. Another series that I think the only thing left for me to talk about is Tadakun Won't Fall in Love.
Mm-hmm. I haven't jumped into it yet.
What I can tell you right now, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good. Right now it's been mostly slice of life.
Yeah. Well, I imagine.
Just shenanigans and whatnot, and it wasn't more prevalent. It wasn't as prevalent in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually a photography anime. It's okay. So the reason why I'm excited about this is because a little bit of background for above myself and also other things is myself. I guess I call myself a having technical problems.
Is there a disc in here? Go on. Sorry. My computer's making sounds.
We're having some technical issues at the moment. Is it black screened?
There is a disc in here.
Is it your porn?
It might be.
Do you have ported games in there?
It just says Nintendo games Wii. What?
Is that yours?
I don't know what sorry, audio listener. Well, you're only audio listeners. But I found a weird disc in my computer, and I have no idea how it got here. You go ahead. I'll periodically keep you updated about what's the fuck's on this.
But as I was saying, myself, I guess you could I'm a photographer enthusiast, so
Right.
I like taking pictures. I'm essentially an amateur photographer.
Mm-hmm.
I like cameras and all that, that good shit.
Amateur. You've gone to gigs and taken pictures of models. While you might not be like full-time professional, you've done professional work. That technically makes you a professional.
Well, semi. How about that semi-pro?
All right.
I'm a semi-pro photographer because even more background. I've done some previous works with like fashion shows over here in the city. Mostly just fashion shows. Sometimes there were auto shows I've done as well. There was some car media stuff I also did as well. I did some personal gigs for the people, and then on the off time I'm always taking pictures, whether it's on my phone, one of my cameras, or with my GoPro or something. But the reason for the background is that me being a photographer, someone with a hobby, it's always nice to find a series that shares your same hobby, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pause for a second here. Is there
so,
something you found in that disc?
So it's literally just a fucking slog NES emulators. I don't know where the hell this came from.
You didn't buy? Do you never like check your disk drives?
I didn't. I had no. I bought this computer from a friend. Like,
you think it's
sometime in the. This was when I was still in school, so this was like.
Is it theirs?
I don't know. It might be. I could have sworn I've opened this at some point. Maybe not. Maybe this is theirs. He just never. I just never fucking knew. Go on. I mean, that's fucking weird.
So before that, so as I was saying, so when you have a hobby, right? Whether it's like photography, like me, or like gaming, it's always nice. It's always nice to like watch a series that shares that same hobbies, right?
Right.
Like, you know, FPS shooters or even PUBGers or Fortniters can like relate to like SEO if they like the SEO alternative series.
Right.
Myself, it's always nice for me to find series that semi revolves around photography.
Right, like Photocana.
No, fuck that show. I was actually gonna talk about that too. Now, photography specifically, I don't find many series that revolves around photography. Until this one, I've only ran into, I guess technically 3. The first one was Tamayura.
Oh right, didn't you show this old style?
Yeah, well, it wasn't too old. It was like mid-2000s kind of thing.
Oh, okay, the one about the girl, right?
Yeah, Tamayura. That was a series about like I think it's a middle school girl and her friends. That's more of a slice of life series where it's her and her friends, and she adopted this camera from her late father.
Yeah.
And she goes around taking pictures and stuff, and she wants to take like the same kind of pictures her father took. You know, it's a very touching story. It's admirable what she does, and it's a very warm series.
Right.
The next one was Anonatsu de Matru. That wasn't more so photography, but it was movie making.
Right.
I've done both.
You're right.
So I've done both photography and videos, and so but the main character in Anonatsu de Matru, or English title is I'll Be Waiting in the Summer. He was, I think he adopted a 16 millimeter film camera, and he fucks around with it sometimes. And him and his friends got together and was like, "Hey, let's go make a movie." And it's a touching like coming of age story
about aliens.
Yes, there's also aliens. I mean, if you're familiar with Please Teacher and Please Sisters,
don't watch Please Sister.
It's essentially by the same writer, I think.
It's the exact same story, except except a few things are different.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same story of like Please Teacher, essentially.
Yeah.
But that was a fun series to watch, coming of age story. It was bright, it was cheerful. There were some drama moments which were great, but it had an overall good ending and all that. Now the third series is the one I fucking hate the most. It's called Photokano, and dear Lord. See, this Photokano would be the equivalent to like your Duran's school days.
Jesus, Jomel. it was bad, but Jesus.
See, the thing is, I don't mind shows like that, but there like, oh my god, I can't even like fathom it right now in my head. Like it didn't suck in a way which it was like bad quality. No, quality was top notch.
It was actually rather pretty.
Yeah, it was a very pretty series. It's adapted from its manga variant, Photokano. Coincidentally, I actually read the manga first, and when I heard about the anime, I'll plan to watch that. Yeah. So the manga itself, it's not as bad. Still weird. It was so weird. It was sort of a good read for me because it was related to my hobby and all that. But goddamn, the anime itself, the way the story of Photokano is the main character inherits a camera from, I think, his father, something like that, and then he walks around school with it on his fucking waist.
Yep.
Like you did. Like I didn't carry it on my waist. I had a bag.
You carried it though.
I had a bag though.
You carried it.
but I didn't go around randomly taking people's pictures without them knowing. So the problem I have with this is because it's ecchi. It's solely because this anime was also ecchi. It made the whole photographic experience for myself so dreading. Like, oh my god. Like, I guess I can explain the scene to you. This is like the first episode or something where, homeboy is doing his own thing, taking pictures of everything and everything around him and whatever he can see. And then he wanders into the gym and then sees like this girl doing her, I guess, a gymnastics routine with like the ribbon and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then he's over there just like, oh, captivated, and all of a sudden you just like click, 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 click. Now, not only does she hear it and see him taking pictures, she doesn't react, I guess, in a way that any normal person would react.
Right.
She just up and says, "Oh, hi," just like so nonchalant and casual about it. And like, that, in no way in hell would that ever go in that direction if this were in real life. Now, granted, it's anime, but still.
What it sounds like, you're upset that things just worked out for him.
Things worked out in a way that it should never worked out in my profession. In this case, I mean, he even during the furthers, he eventually uses his own photography skills in blackmail. He blackmails one of the students.
Yeah.
With provocative photos.
No, it wasn't provocative photos. He blackmailed her because he took a picture of her sneaking into school. She was the student council president. Oh, yeah. She was late to school.
Yeah, but
took a picture of her while she was climbing over the school wall.
With a good panty shot of it too.
Was it?
I think it was provocative. It was pretty provocative.
Just her climbing over, and it so happened to be.
It's still.
He wasn't bribing her with that, but
you don't do that though.
What he wanted from her was a little. He wanted to take pictures of her in her swimsuit for his club, which takes pictures of girls in compromising situations and sells them. Leader's a girl though. Huh? Leader's a girl. Which doesn't matter, but
no. I just couldn't stand the show. I couldn't. Now I'm happy the wait ended. With how the pairings went up.
I don't remember. It was one of those things where it was like arc based.
Yeah.
It like kind of not time travel, but like he would go after a girl and then it would jump back before and he would go after somebody else.
Yeah. I was satisfied after the first arc. I was like, you know what? I like this girl. It's the childhood friend, I think, the one with the two hairpins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She was my favorite in the manga as well. Mm-hmm. So. That was fine by me.
Yeah.
Still hate the show though. Like, see, now, the reason why I'm ranting about this at all is because Tadakun Will Not Fall in Love is also another photography anime.
Yeah.
It actually revolves around Tadakun and the shenanigans his photography club gets into, which then they actually adopt the main heroine and also her I guess her bodyguard in a sense into the club as well because they were doing she essentially it's a whole bit where like transfer student gets into a new school where the main character is and then they adopt both of them into their club and so far they've been doing nothing but like I guess photo challenges which are really fun and cute to like watch. And as it went on, you actually start seeing some development with some romantic feelings going on as well. It's also a romance series as well. But it uses photography as a connecting point because in this case the story is Tada. He's aspiring to be a pro photographer, just like his
a protographer.
A protographer. Oh no, pro photographer.
A protographer. Wow.
Hey, that's lingo.
Wow.
That's straight. That's straight lingo.
Wow.
You never heard someone call another person a protog?
I've never heard that before.
Never heard of protog before?
No. Oh my god.
Essentially, okay. So as Tada wants to be a protog, and just like his father was before they passed, because both this was brought up.
He's the main character. His parents are dead.
Yeah, parents are dead. That's qualifications.
Yep.
And I guess the reason why the title is called Tadakun Will Not Fall in Love because he's oblivious to anything else besides photography.
Like a main character.
Like a main character should be.
He's a classic style main character.
Very classic.
The oblivious, parents are dead.
I got a hobby.
Ambitious.
Yeah, and
main character.
But so far, it's been a great series. It's been fun for me just because it's again it has something to do with my hobby. It relates to a hobby that I've been doing for years, and it's just fun to watch. It's one of those. It's one of those series where you can just kick back and not have to worry about too much when it comes to drama.
Okay. In my recent bitchdom, that might be good. So if I were to watch all of the anime this season, the last one that I would actually touch would be the Mahou Shoujo one.
I still gotta start that.
Oh God. Just one clip from that was enough to be like, I don't know if I want to do this.
You mean the trailer?
The trailer just fucked me up.
Boy.
Oh my God.
But that's what I think so far. Tadakun Will Not Fall in Love has been great so far. Fun series to watch. If you have a hobby as a photographer, this would be something that I would recommend as a fellow semi-protog.
Man.
That
is not a real term.
Maybe it's not a real term to some people. I know I follow a YouTube channel, a photography YouTube channel. They use the term protog.
I don't know, Jomel. I think you're bullshitting. Not even Google knows what that is.
But the last series we want to talk about is the one we just watched.
Never mind.
What is it?
Protograph. Plural for photographs. Oh, plural for protograph. Oh, never mind.
It's something else then.
Okay, here we go. Urban Dictionary.
You gotta go to Urban Dictionary?
Yeah.
So moving on. So as you all know, we are big fans of the Darling in the Franxx.
Darling in the Franxx.
And we will continue to watch it.
And talk about
it because, shit goes down, honestly.
Shit goes down pretty quick.
What do you think, Joe? Do you want to talk about it since it's been like after this week hiatus? What do you think of the new core?
Before we get into the actual story of it, because I have a couple things about actually talking about the story, because I don't know if we want to do any spoilers for it.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did talk about it last week as well.
Because it's as it goes on, things get more and more specific.
Yeah.
And there's more that you want to talk about, but because I enjoy the series, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched it yet. But at the same time, it is fucking, what is it? 16 episodes in.
Yeah, it's 16 episodes.
And, I mean, maybe you're watching it slowly, or again, you're not interested at all, but I just really want to fucking talk about it. So, but before we do get into it, I've been, there is the war going on between Ichigo and 02.
Oh, the waifu wars?
The waifu wars. And, a lot...
Is there really competition, though?
It's not really competition, let's be honest. Like, the amount of people that like 02 versus either not liking her or liking any of the other girls more than her is very small.
Very.
But the people that criticize 02 saying people only like her because she's the main heroine and has autism or something like it, because she's not...
Dinotism.
She's got dinotism. Like, I mean, I guess you don't like the manic pixie dream girl kind of character. If you don't know what that is, that's I mean, you see it in anime a lot, to be honest. It's the kind of character that's so out of the ordinary that the main character just falls in love with them, specifically because like this girl's like fucking
unique.
It's more unique than most people would be. Which I understand why their appeal would be, because it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking, I guess maybe I don't really have a point. She's just fucking she's wife of the series. She's wife of the series, yeah.
She's best girl of the series.
Just accept it. Like it's okay that you don't like her,
especially with her new leaf that she turned.
Exactly. Now that she's in the new episode, going into it, it's big. There was a big fight in episode 15. I guess it's a spoiler, but it's not. I'm not going to tell you how it happened or why. A lot of their plantation got destroyed. A lot of it. Like, in fact, the majority of it got destroyed. But their specific their garden or whatever, where they actually live, was relatively untouched, other than the fact that the water systems are down. They don't get as much food. They're only eating rations that are sent in from whoever the fuck's taking care of them.
Right.
And this episode is essentially, because we just had a big fight, there was no fighting done in this episode. It was all just kind of relationship stuff.
Yeah.
But it was more so about them coming together as a group of people trying to survive now that they don't. It's been a month since episode 15 happened in canon. And they haven't really heard word from anyone other than, hey, you're getting these rations every week, and just be on standby until we call you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking that like the adults have betrayed, or, have tossed them aside. Old grudges and problems have risen back up. Fucking Mitsuru's going through a character change.
Kokoro was being Kokoro.
Fuck Kokoro.
Did she reach her number 1 at this point?
No, she's a fucking piece of shit.
No, like, is she number 1 right now as far as hated?
No.
No?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Because, like, she...
Yeah.
And it's going to be even worse so in this episode when people realize what the after effects of what it did to Futoshi.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Hashtag Futoshi did nothing wrong.
Hashtag he did absolutely nothing fucking wrong. The motherfucker, like, you thought he was okay with it, and we all thought he was okay with it. But you start seeing now that he's still depressed about it, to the point where he actually started hurting himself, not directly, yeah. But like he started starving himself.
Well, he's dieting.
He's quote unquote dieting, but he's literally just not eating.
He's not being Futoshi.
He's not being Futoshi because he's still fucking depressed. Like, and you can easily theorize that he doesn't want to eat. He wants to lose weight so he can look more like all the other guys who are slimmer, because maybe then Kokoro will like him or whatever. But like, he's still fucking depressed about it. But I mean, that's not the whole point of the anime, or the episode. But that that was addressed.
Yeah,
it was very much addressed, and you unfortunately see more of Mitsuru and Kokoro's relationship. I'm really hoping Mitsuru's gay for hero. I'm hoping to God that he is, and he just doesn't realize it yet, and he just springs it on Kokoro, and she's like, "Well, fuck you. Now you're alone, like Futoshi, you bit." I'm sorry.
Feelings are high right now.
But the person that probably made the biggest character change was 02. Because now she's way more team oriented. Mm-hmm. Before she was just hero, darling. Now she's the whole squad.
Yeah.
And the whole squad matters. And it's really nice to see. She went through a fucking significant amount of growth. And I guess within that month, and because everyone finally accepted her as she is.
Right.
So it's, it feels good, and this whole episode's literally just about recapping these old feelings, seeing how they turned out after everything's gone down, and we got our first look at the true villain,
or at least the
what we think might be
queen of the class,
the queen of the Claxosaurus. I mean, I guess it's still a spoiler, but we're thinking
it's our blue Oni.
We think it's a blue Oni to 02's red Oni.
Yeah.
So we think it's like either her sister,
or mother, or something. And something in relation. It could be 001.
Could be 001. Could be 000.
Mm.
We don't know yet. I doubt we'll get much more on it next episode. Well, no, they introduced her at the very end of the episode, introduced, we saw a little bit of her.
Also, it was also the new opening as well.
Right, it's the same song, but a lot more mellow.
Yeah.
It's blue. The first one was red.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. I just realized that.
Whoa.
So the first half was all red. That's all 02. That's 02.
Right.
And the second opening is all blue. Because it's this conflict now.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Boy.
It's like the Franxx act, the two X's in the Franxx.
Yeah.
The red and blue. Now we get the blue part.
Right. Shit.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize it until you mentioned it just now.
I didn't realize until I just said it.
With the same song, but more mellow.
It's the same song, more mellow. You get a lot more scenes. And, I mean, if you want to know about the entire plot of a anime, just watch its opening. Because it generally tells you what's happening, unless it's just one of those super whimsical ones. Like,
I mean, the first opening wasn't too like revealing. It was just a lot of like actions and introducing the characters.
Yeah, that's a good point. But in well, you got a little bit,
and this one's
more. A lot more.
There was more like more speculation going on at this point.
Like I imagine if you pause well enough, you get a decent look at who the blue Oni is, or blue Klaxor Queen, or whatever.
Whatever hybrid that is.
You get an unfortunate image of Hero holding 02 and her fucking dissipating like fucking she was in Infinity War.
Oh my God. The Infinity War meme lives within.
It lives on.
That's probably why they changed the opening to that specific. Like, oh, they just watched Infinity Wars in Japan.
They might have.
And they're like,
do it.
So bubbles too.
It's all bubbles, water, blue. You know. But yeah, there's some shit in there that's hinting towards some stuff. But yeah, it's essentially the actual second core of Darling Franxx has started. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know it's episode 16, and we only have, I think there's 25, so 9 more episodes.
Man, it's getting to that.
Yeah. But
I don't know. What did they pull off like a 31st episode or something? Because this is, they said again, and because we watched a little bit of like the recap episode.
Yeah.
Like they said, the first half is done. So if they're speaking, if they're speaking literal half, then is there going to be another 16 episodes, another 15 episodes then?
Well, again, places like My Anime List and I think My Anime News Network say that it's only 25 episodes.
Oh, okay.
24, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe 26. But what was I saying? They could just mean first half of the first half of the story, whereas the first part needed more so it could be filled out without leaving out too many any details.
That's true. Well, I mean, I'm ready regardless. If it's 25 or 30, I'm ready regardless.
I'd love it to be fucking 30.
Yeah, right. Or at least Gurren Lagann length, which is like
Gurren Lagann was
50, wasn't it? It was
25. Yeah, both seasons were.
It's 25, right?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be opposed if it ended on like episode 30. They're literally going with like 15 first half, 15 second half.
Yeah, My Anime List is saying it's 24.
Oh, okay. They're usually on spot with with those things anyway.
Mm-hmm. Unless there's gonna be like a Darling Franxx 2 or something.
Oh, by the way, the Blu-ray is also coming out soon
for
Darling Franxx.
Hey, that's what's up. We've been watching it on Crunchyroll, but
yeah. I mean, it's all legal.
Gurren Lagann was actually 27 episodes
per season.
No.
In general?
Just the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Because it wasn't split up into seasons.
Oh, okay. It was just straight then.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then. How about that?
So yeah, it's fucking Gouda.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm ready for next week. Because
we're finally into the next part, and apparently, from like Jomel said, we watched kind of a recap episode where like some interviewer was talking to the director and the voice actors of the characters, and they were talking about how I don't know if I made this detail up, but they were talking about how they're going to look more into Mitsuru and Kokoro's relationship, Ikuno and Futoshi's relationship. I don't remember what they said about Zorome and Miku. Because they haven't done much, honestly. Even in the show itself, there was little focus on them.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Zorome's a loudmouth character, but we know that he has a attachment to, quote unquote Papa, whoever,
That also Miku as well. Like,
yeah.
He's doing everything. He's doing everything he can for Papa, but he's not gonna leave Miku behind as well.
Right. So what I'm thinking is that whatever's gonna happen with him or her or something is gonna be the revelation that Papa doesn't fucking care, and they're gonna be depressed.
And then Miku will be there to console him.
Yeah. So that's probably what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be litty titty committee. Let's see what else is out. What else? Oh, as much as I love Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
I loved that game so much. I still need to play through it again on one of the harder difficulties, but one of my friends did it, and he said it was a fucking nightmare. Cause it's again, because it's turn-based and it has a difficulty slider. The hardest difficulty means you could die just by RNG. And I don't know how I feel about that. But it's a good challenge, and plus the person I went after in who's he gonna go after in the anime?
Oh yeah, because you have different routes to go through, right? Oh, yeah. Or different girls.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. I don't think he went after anyone in Persona 4, the animation. He didn't. I don't think he went after anyone in regular 4, but in Golden, I think they all just loved him.
I see. So it was more of a harm situation.
Yeah, but I think he ended up with that girl with the blue hat. I don't remember. But in Persona 5, there's no golden mode. You just play through it again with all the stats from before. And I honestly don't know who he would go after. But back again, as much as I love the game, I'm finding it hard to start the anime because it's in Japanese. Now, normally, I say fuck all dubs, Japanese first.
Right. Classic weeb. But because I played the game in English, watching it in Japanese is a little weird. Now it's reverse for you.
Now it's reverse for me. So, maybe we'll go into that in depth more later. But I'm just trying to push myself to watch this, and I'm going to eventually because I love the series, and I know that they styled the hell out of the anime. But it's just pushing me away because when the first episode came out, I'm like, yeah, fucking yes, gung ho. The narrator came on and it wasn't in English. I'm like, fuck, I forgot. I love that. I love the what's his face's name in English because it was so deep and chocolatey and beautiful. And I mean, it's still deep and beautiful in Japanese, but like.
I wonder who voices him in Japanese. You gotta look that up.
Some famous guy. Because I know a famous voice actor. What's his name? He voiced Hiro from Orange High School Host Club, the blonde guy.
Oh, wait. So that's the main. That's the.
Yeah, I think he also voiced. I think he voiced Ed from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't remember. But I can't think of his name. But he's a famous English voice actor, and he's good. Again, I will never say that. Some dubs are really bad. Let's just put that out there. But.
There's a good majority of dubs. I guess I guess it's very subjective at this point. Yeah. Because more so, I prefer a lot of Funimation's dubs because their dub cast is really good. Mm-hmm. They do what they do best.
It's good now.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking 4Kids. Yes, Funimation's pretty good. But yeah, I just gotta. Oh man, I'm sorry. I just gotta jump in at some point. I'm gonna get over it, but I have to separate myself from those voices. because really the only people that stood out for me in the English version was Yusuke, his blonde stupid self, the narrator / master or whatever, and the cat, who I enjoy. So if I can get past that, I'll be able to watch it. But eventually.
Okay, so the Japanese voice actor for the main guy in Persona 5, he also did the voice for Koro Sensei in Assassination Classroom.
I enjoyed that.
So
Assassination Classroom is a very fucking good anime if you haven't watched it yet, Jomel. Or if any of you haven't watched it, it's really good.
I saw the first half.
Don't judge me because he has tentacles. Judge me because it was fucking great.
He actually also voices some person in Boruto as well.
Wait, in the Japanese version or the English version?
This is the Japanese version.
Okay. Who's he voicing Boruto?
It looks like someone from Mitsu's.
Let me just show me his picture.
Oh.
Boruto. Show me the. Oh, he voices
Toneri. Otsu something.
Wait, what? He's from the movie. He's from the last Naruto movie. I think.
Oh,
that's not from Boruto.
I think you'll definitely like the Japanese voice actor. He voices Lelouch.
Oh, I actually also watched that in English.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Lelouch was really well done in Japanese as well.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Like I said, the vast majority of Japanese dubs are good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that recently English dubs have been getting better. Some definitely better than others because they constantly try to. The main problem with English voice acting is anytime they try to voice a girl, they try too hard. That's the problem.
Well, have you ever watched that was a part-timer in English?
No.
Yes,
I watched the first episode in English and it was fucking awful.
Was it?
Yes.
Because what'd you think of the voice actress that did Big Boob Chan? No?
Too high pitched.
Way too high pitched?
See, the problem that they do is that it's okay in Japanese because, say whatever the fuck you want, audience. But it's okay in Japanese is because their voices are almost naturally high pitched, so it doesn't sound forced. Or maybe it is forced,
but they're just better at it.
They're better at it because I don't know. Maybe it's because we're used to it. Let's just say that. But in English, there's not really anyone that sounds like that. Because again, it's mine, Jomel's. Well, I don't know. Tagalog.
We preference.
It's because it's the American standard language, and I've essentially grown up with it. Hearing it in this super high pitched kind of phony voice doesn't sound right. Yeah,
especially in English, because you don't necessarily hear a lot of people speak English in that tone.
Right, exactly. So when they try to do these cute girl characters, and they're like, "Yeah, my name's..." No, just stop, please.
Like I've already gone deaf. Jesus Christ.
Yes, exactly. Just you can speak in a higher tone, but like not. Don't be ridiculous. Just speak in a different. Just speak as a regular fucking girl at that age. Also,
the Japanese voice actor for the guy he also did Yuta from the Chunbuni one. Mr. Dark Flame Master.
The dark. Oh my god, I love that one. Did I tell you I finally finished the whole series?
Did you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't watch the movie yet.
I haven't either, but what do you think of this whole series so far?
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's really fucking cute. I can't handle it.
That's Kill Annie for you.
That is Kill Annie for you. But
I think we've talked about it a lot so far.
Yeah, we have.
So
see us next week.
So as always, guys, my name is Jomel Socorro.
My name's Jerron Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo Podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for life. talk to you guys next time.
That's my part.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Well,
thanks for listening.
Yeah, see you next. Talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure to follow us.
Make sure to follow us on all the on all our
social medias.
Social medias and anywhere we're anywhere where RSS feed is. All those will be in the link down below in the description.
Yes, and if you want to support us,
find us on Patreon. Also in the link below.
Yep. Anything helps from $1 or anything in between.
Anything in between. We might actually, just a little bit of news before we go. We might be doing a little bit of something during ASIN.
Oh, yes. For those who don't know, ASIN is also short for Anime Central. Mm-hmm. It is a annual convention here in Chicago, in the Rosemont area.
Yep.
This year is going to be held in May 18th, 19th, and 20th. I myself will be there the whole weekend because I have a room there and my ticket's already here, or my badge is already here. So... if any of you listeners are out here going to ASIN this year, at least I will be there. I would love it for Dron to be there. So
I would like to go. I'm currently trying to save up for a car. So
just what if I helped you out?
Well, look, I'm at least gonna go for a day.
Yeah, at least for a day.
At the very least, I am going to go for maybe Saturday, whichever day the artist for Bakemono Guitar is going to be there.
Yes, because that person's going to be there as well.
Yes, because Bakemono Guitar is another one of my favorite animes.
So,
but anywho,
we're going to be down in ASIN during that time. We'll remind you guys again next week because we still got another week. We still have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll actually I'm planning to podcast over there since it's going to be that weekend. Mm-hmm. So, if you're going to be here on that Saturday, at least we can both run the podcast and all that.
Yep, for sure.
But just wait for more news and more updates to come.
Yep. And we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
See ya.